Now I'm going to show you how to make your NS2 server to become professional using a control panel. Let's start by going to the browser and going to brainless.us, then /download.aspx. Here you will see a lot of downloads, but what we are going to choose all of those is the bottom one, UGCC. Once you click on this, you're going to choose Easy UGCC. It's an easy way to install it. It's by downloading and clicking, and that's it. So right now we are downloading the file. There we go, download has been completed. What we're going to do is to double click this, click on Start, Accept. Just let it extract to a temporary folder. Once this is done, we're going to choose where to install it. I want to choose in the NS2 raw category. Yeah, I'm going to click there, and I want to have, just going to stop by writing this down, NS2 rocks. We call it UGCC. And we need to choose the port. Don't have 80. 80 is the standard port for the web browsing, so do not choose 80. Anything else, I'm going to choose this number. And now I'm going to install it. There we go, installation is completed. Here's the control panel in the category which we chose. We can close this down. What you have to do now is to go into the browser, but before we do anything else, we need to go into your router and open up the ports, which are already done, which is here. That's the port which I shows. This is my IP for this computer. So I enable that, and now I have to do is write localhost colon 1900, and here is the control panel. The first password is always admin, and it's currently opt-in database, and then log in again. Agree. This is the control panel. What we have to do right now is to establish our first NS2 server using this control panel. But before we do anything else, I want to inform you that this doesn't cost any money, but if you're going to use its full function, you need a license, and you must have a license if you're going to have a professional NS2 server. It auto restarts, there's one of the functions. There's a lot of unique function which is very good to have. I have it for all my servers. NS2server.com have it too. So this is a very recommended control panel to use. The license costs, I think, about I don't know. Let's see here. It costs $25 for one computer for a year. So it's very cheap compared to other controls panels. So this is the must to get. So let's start by creating our server using this control panel. We go to admin menu, server management. There we go. We're going to compare with my old control panel, so it goes much quicker. Let's just click on Classic 2. Edit server. There we go. So here is the page that you need to look at right now. We choose a name. There's also a description of each thing you do here. So first we choose a name, and what I showed was oldestgaming.com classic 2. Then you choose admin. Server location is your host because you're hosting from your same computer. Server type, it's source protocol, and that's it for this page. So let's start by save new. And there is that, the ID. 1, and if you add a name, NS2 rocks, update for example, you will see that instead. Now what we need to do is go to executables. If we're going to compare with mine, the only thing I added here was the server executable and command line argument. And also at the bottom, CPU affinity. I prioritize a specific CPU for the game. So in this server I have 6 cores, and 0 is the main core for Windows. Don't have any games running in the main core. You take any other cores, but not the main one. So here I take 1 and high priority, always high. So we look at this command here in server executable. We're going to go to our localhost colon 900 control panel. We're going to use the one which we created in the other tutorial, which is server 1. So we're going to use this one here. So let me start by writing NS2 rocks server 1 and server exe file. So now we're loading from this category and using this file here. Now we need to write the command argument for loading the file in your config folder, loading this file here. And that was line file quotes NS2 rocks server 1 config. Exactly like in my control panel, but only that I missed the server exe file, of course. Why do I miss this? Now it seems to be correct. Let's see here, loading file. Yeah. So this is what you need in the executables. Then you choose CPU priority. We're going to take CPU 1, high priority, update. Let's go to query. In query, here is your IP address. Easy way to find your IP address is by writing my IP. There you go. You find it. You take this IP address, you put it there, and then if you look in my control panel for the gaming servers is I only selected game server query port and game server port. The rest I haven't even touched. So it is 27700 in game server port. A secondary query port is the one port above, so it's like this. Then you don't have to do anything else. Click on update and monitor. This is when you need your license, because this automatically restarts the server if it crashes. So let's look in my config. I selected this, restart server on crash. Enable advanced monitoring is a must to add. And then server startup time 1, I selected it here. And I also selected in the bottom of this page, time to start server once a day. I prefer to auto restart the server in a period where no one is playing, just to keep it fresh. So let's start by selecting this, the one there, and I'm going to take 8 o'clock. I'm going to do it every day, and I'm going to enable this by clicking in this. Seems to be good. Now we're going to go to the update tool. Here's where you can update your NS2 server using the control panel. So let's enable this, and we're going to choose the path for the Steam cmd.exe, because that is the software which is going to update your server. So it's in, let's go to double check. Yeah, there we go. NS2 rocks, and then Steam CMD, Steam CMD exe. So here's the folder where the Steam CMD is in. Then we're gonna have the command argument, and I already saved it here. I'm just gonna copy paste this. So here is the following command. Just copy paste this and then put it in for your server, but you need to of course change this category to the correct one. So for me, for example, it's 2rocks server 1. This is the correct one for me. Let's go to close this. And once this is finished, click on update. Then you can also enable here file access if you have friends who needs to edit your server, or you want to rent out your server to anyone. Then you need to enable this, and you need to add the route for where they're going to have the access, from what category and so on. So I would recommend you giving this access here. It's let me double check here so I do it correct. Yeah. This is what I want to give access to this folder. So they will come into this folder here using the control panel. So they can go into the config file and edit something there, or add some more modes. So once this is done, you click on update, and let's go back to home. So what you have to do right now is to click on this, and it will start up the server. And now it's done. Now I'm going to show you how you can enable your license using the control panel. First thing first, you click on the license page here above, and in generator license request file to your right, you can request a license, and this will generate in this folder where you install the control panel. So let's go by finding the folder. It's in NS2rocks, and then UGCC, and then logs, and there is OEG3. OEG3 is my computer name. That's why it's called OEG3. And license number. So this number here is what I need to have, because I need to go to the home page here, buy this, just click one, add to cart, and then buy it, and it will ask you if you want to create an account, which you will do, of course. So then it will link it with that account. We can log into my account right now. In here, just going to log in, and this is how it looks for me. You will get the license here, and then you will be able to request a license. So you click on the request button, and then once you do that, you will be able to upload this file here. Once you upload, it will download a new file, which is this one here, and the only thing you need to do is to put the file in this category, in the logs one. Once you've done that, you need to restore your servers, because the controller panel is using the Windows service. So go in here. In Swedish is tjänster, but in English it's going to be like service. And you will see this kind of a bar here. So you click on it, and it will look something like this. You only need to click on one of those names and then press U on the keyboard, and you will see it here. So you right click this one, and then no, this one, www. It's the UGC www, and then restart. Once you do that, this will UGC mon will also start. Because right now, as you can see, it's not started. It's because I don't have a license. So once I acquire a license, this will start. And if this doesn't start when you restart this here, www, then you just can right click and then click on start. Once you do that, you reconnect to the control panel and you can double check this, and this is going to be true here in the license. So now you know how to set up your NS2 server using the control panel, and also to acquire the license, which gives you all the functions. If you have any more questions, then please contact me using my home site, www.olesgamers.com,